Guys, TMZ just leaked a video of Diddy from inside Fort Dix, and apparently Diddy was caught trying to call someone. Justin Bieber recently released a statement about his time with Diddy, and some people are saying Diddy was trying to call his team to cover up what happened. Usher and Diddy are both getting exposed for what they did to Justin, and they deserve everything that's coming.
Well, Diddy is just a working class stiff while he's at Fort Dix.
So when you're at a prison and somebody says, you read any good books lately? Diddy is the answer.
He's the guy to go to because we got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library itself.
But you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
This was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people and get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be a promotion.
Yeah.
It feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does believe it. It does sound
mogul.
like he used maybe possibly some connections to get a better job.
One of the witnesses from the Diddy trial, who allegedly gave the feds 8 different freak-off tapes that he got from Kim Porter, just named Justin as a Diddy victim. Courtney Burgess, an alleged close friend of Kim Porter, testified in front of a grand jury about Diddy's crimes, and recently he gave an interview naming all the celebrities he saw in the freak-off tapes.
He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? It showed the part where the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
Mary J. Danny Boy, okay. You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, just whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain of them wanting to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
The rumors have been there for years, and Justin himself talked about the abuse he suffered while in the industry. In a newly resurfaced interview with Apple Music, Justin can be heard talking about how he still feels ashamed because of the things that were done to him. Justin even cried during the interview, saying that he doesn't want any child to go through what he did.
For me, being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So, yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
The worst part of the story is how Justin was betrayed at every step by the very people who were supposed to protect him. Usher signed Justin and was responsible for keeping him safe, but all he cared about was the money he was making. Justin Bieber was 13 when his single One Time went viral on YouTube. Usher's record company, LaFace Records, contacted Justin and his manager, Louisiana. Reed realized that Justin could be the next big thing. Immediately, Justin was signed and handed over to Usher. Usher knew how to navigate the industry, and most importantly, he had Diddy behind him. Usher gave Diddy custody of Justin, and we all know what happened next.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak-Off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
Usher knew exactly what Diddy was planning to do with Justin, and this was just history repeating itself. When Usher was 13, his mom had sent him to live with Diddy at Puffy Flavor Camp. Usher himself has spoken out about the abuse faced at the hands of Diddy. As a minor, Diddy made him do things that no minor should be involved in, and during his time at Puffy Flavor Camp, Usher was exposed to sexual activities that he didn't understand.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Uh-huh.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Usher said he would never send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, but that's exactly where he sent Justin. At one point, Diddy was even given legal custody for Justin for 48 hours.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Just to give you a sense of what was happening at Puffy Flavor Camp, here are some of the photos that were released during the trial showing exactly what Diddy was doing.
Pink and a shocking amount of high-powered rifles. These never-before-seen pictures were taken by police during the raids of the music star's homes. Police photographed a collection of lingerie, 200 bottles of baby oil, and 900 bottles of lubricant as we see for the first time what some of those freak-offs looked like. Hotel room furniture covered in sheets and towels. In response to the large collection of freak-off supplies, Diddy's defense attorney argued last week his star client likes to buy in bulk like any other American.
They've said on day one to the jury, we have flight records that prove that Sean Combs and his company were transporting these male escorts, were transporting women like Cassie and Jane across state lines for the purpose of sex that they did not want to engage in.
Justin's time with Diddy turned out to be some of the worst he's ever faced, and even as a minor, he struggled with drug use. Allegedly, Justin was using these drugs to numb the pain and take his mind off of what was happening. Later, Justin even tried to escape and distance himself from Diddy, but Diddy wasn't going to let him go.
Oh my God.
Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh.
Good morning.
No, not good morning. You already know. Why are you here? You already money. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, money. That's all you care about, money? That's all you care about, guys. What do you know? It's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
Usher was the most horrible thing that happened to Justin Bieber, and Justin has been trying to recover from the abuse he facilitated ever since. Justin even testified and said that being managed by Usher was detrimental to his career. Justin unfollowed Usher and refused to participate in the Super Bowl with him.
You get career. Do you know Raymond Usher the Fourth?
No.
Do you know an individual, an entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's going to
let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory. Is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting your career?
That was the last question. I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
The Bieber, Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly. Okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer, who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality.
During his time with Diddy as a child, rumors began to flow that Diddy was sexually abusing Usher, and things had gotten so bad that at one point, Usher even had to go to the hospital. According to sources close to Diddy, celebrities that were familiar with the situation all knew about this, but not one of them stepped in to help Usher.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Justin has completely distanced himself from Usher and Diddy and refuses to associate with either of them. Even still, the impact that Diddy has had on his life is enormous, and after reports came out that Justin was being contacted to testify in the trial, a video of him crying came out. At the same time, there were reports that Justin had relapsed and was using drugs again.
I don't think he's coming back out anytime soon.
I'm scared that security will pull out. I'll fucking run into the Harry Potter.
I do feel bad, sorry for him. We're all trying to bombard.
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their silence on recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives alive.
As you can probably guess, Justin has denied that any abuse ever took place, but at the same time, he said in his statement that he knows there are real victims. This statement was released during the trial before anything came out and before Diddy was convicted. So what victims and minors is Justin talking about?
Breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about.
We hit him like this, so me and you walking, we hanging out, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry led him to this point.
Justin gave up one of the most successful music careers of all time to escape Diddy and Usher. Usher doesn't want anyone to know this, but his relationship with Justin is dead because of what he did. Everyone was asking Usher why Justin didn't perform with him at the Super Bowl, and Usher lied saying that Justin was busy, but Justin actually declined because he doesn't want to associate himself with these people anymore.
We did have a brief conversation.
Here's why Justin Bieber didn't perform with Usher at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. While Usher brought the house down during his headlining gig, many were wondering why his protege Justin Bieber didn't make a cameo appearance alongside fellow guests Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. Now Usher explains why JB ultimately decided against hitting the biggest stage in the world in an interview with The Breakfast Club.
I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now, and I understand that. But we did have a brief conversation, and we're gonna do something else in the future. But there's no love lost or anything like that. I think that it's a lot of pressure for the Super Bowl, obviously, for me to put together a show. So I reached out to everybody. Justin wasn't the only person that I actually spoke to about doing the Super Bowl, but the moment was maybe for later.
Karma is coming for Diddy and Usher. The LA County Sheriff's Department has officially opened a new criminal investigation into Diddy, and according to the LA County Sheriff's Office, the investigation also involves Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's ex-publicist, along with Biggie Smalls' son CJ Wallace. Allegedly, Jonathan Hay was assaulted by Diddy after he was invited to record some songs. At this point, all the artists that worked with Diddy should get therapy.
Welcome back to ABC News Live reports. Sean Diddy Combs is facing new allegations. The LA Sheriff's Department says that it's investigating a report from an alleged victim in Florida. That alleged victim has identified himself as music producer Jonathan Hay in social media posts that have since been removed. A spokesperson for Combs has not responded to ABC News' request for comment. Combs is currently serving a federal prison sentence after he was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution earlier this year. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer for more on this. So Brian, this accuser says he's already listed as John Doe in a civil case against Combs. So talk about how that could impact this investigation now that he's also has identified himself too.
Yeah, so the only impact that I can see on this investigation will now be that law enforcement will know who to speak with. But he already reached out to law enforcement in Florida that's been working in conjunction with LA where the alleged crime has occurred. And so the impact of him making notice that he also has a civil case doesn't really affect one or the other. If anything, it affects the potential civil case, because with a typical civil case, you just have lawyers doing the investigation. Now you have the full force and power of the LAPD doing part of the investigation, and their criminal investigation could help create more information that he could go forward in a civil case.
This story is far from over. Diddy is scared, Usher is exposed, and Justin is finally free. Karma is coming fast and it's not stopping. Drop your thoughts below and stay tuned, because the next leak could change everything.